welcome to the Work Hard People's Podcast. Hope everybody's having a great time out there. I'm James, the old guy. We have the beautiful Miss Emma. How are you?
Good, how are you?
And we have the beautiful Chelsea. How are you doing?
Woo woo, I'm good.
So, Chelsea, we're talking to Chelsea today. Chelsea Buhrman. She actually lives up in Nebraska. I first came across Chelsea in it was the first old school labs challenge that I did. I think it was your second, right?
Probably
So,
that. Yeah.
yeah, so that's where I came across her. And what drew me to Chelsea was she does some very interesting things. Number one, she does all of her working out at home, which I love. And it's she posts her workouts a lot. She posts a lot of videos. It's really cool to see because she is the epitome of saying, "Hey, this is where I'm going to do my workouts and this is how you can do it. And if you think you can't do everything that you can do in a gym, let me show you that you can." Because I'm gonna post some pictures on the podcast that you guys will see. And this girl is shredded. She can get shredded. That's no reason number one. Reason number two, the girl has knows how to make macro friendly food. I'm telling you right now. The recipes, the things that you post, the pictures of food, like I told you, I'm always hungry when I see your stuff. So, but we're glad to have you. Tell me, where did your fitness journey even start? What made Chelsea go, hey, you know what? I like working out, and that's what I'm gonna do.
Oh, geez. Well, thank you for having me, first of all. Um, I guess I've always had sort of an interest in it. Back in high school, I took a weight class and I was like, oh, hey, this is kind of cool. And then I thought I'd try out for track, and I'd never done any sports at all. And this was probably it's just junior year in high school, sophomore year, I don't know, somewhere in high school. And I got shin splints the very first week. And I was like, oh, this is terrible. And so the coach just had me, he's like, oh, just go work out in the gym. And I was like, okay, so I that's what I did. I was on the track team, but I never did anything for track. And so I worked out in the gym, just rode bikes and stuff, I guess. And after I graduated, my mom got a membership to the Y and went up to there, and I would go around, doing all the machines, treadmills, stairs, climbers, all the things. And I didn't really have any knowledge really of anything, but I would go and I actually did that for several years, almost every day. I would go for a couple hours, and um, then I moved up here, and then I had my son, and I stopped everything completely after I moved up to Nebraska, and just kind of after I had my son, I had the baby weight, the extra baby weight, and I've always been thin, I would say, but I just I got for 2 years after I had my son, I was kind of miserable. I was heavier than I have ever been. I wasn't like obese or anything. I just had extra weight that I normally didn't have. And so a gal actually that I went to high school with reached out to me on Facebook. I'm sure some people are familiar with Beachbody, and I I was hesitant at first, but I was like, you know what, I'll give this a try. So I did, and that was in 2015, and that is where like today's journey started, because I have kept on that from 2015. After about 6 to 8 weeks, I lost all my baby weight and was back to where I was before. And I have done so many different things since 2015. And I'm just very, very like, that's working out for me is non negotiable now. It is part of my everyday routine, part of my life. And it's kind of led to me to where I am now. And I've learned a lot along the way. And kind of like, I joined those transformation challenges a couple years ago. That's where I met James, and I've learned even more, and I've done some kind of crazy things in the last couple of years that I'm pretty proud of. So
Yeah,
that's kind of what led me here.
yeah, that's good. Emma, your journey kind of started out through baby weight, right?
Oh yeah, it was pretty. I was obese though. I would say.
Hey, none of you were obese like I was. I let myself get to the point. I was always in shape until I was about 41 and I busted my knee and I just let it go and I got up to like 325, man. I was chunky, right? And then it just it was a tough cycle coming back, but I think, who was it? One of our guests said, every part of your life is a season. So, yeah, that was my Santa Claus season.
Well, ho ho.
How'd you transition? What made you decide to really start taking this on at home? Like doing everything
Um,
at home?
okay, so yeah, like after I had my son, I was just at home, and my son was 2 at the time, and um, at the time, my ex-husband, his dad, was working at overnight shifts and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I was solely taking care of my son. I didn't really have an option to go to a gym. I couldn't take him with me. Plus, that's extra monthly
Yeah.
payments and stuff like that. Um, so like I said, when my friend reached out to me and it was all at home stuff, I'm like, okay, well, I can make this work. I could, it looks like I need a few dumbbells and a few resistance bands, which I had a few light ones already. Conveniently enough, when I got the house, whoever lived here before left a few light dumbbells, so I had that to start with, and um, so that's kind of what it was I didn't really have the option to leave to go to a gym because I was taking care of my son. And throughout even now, like now I'm a single mom, and it's just me and my son that live here. And so it's again like I work out first thing in the morning. I get up somewhere between 4 and 5 in the morning to get that workout in.
Hmm.
And either I have my son on the day or not, but I can't like obviously leave and I'm not going to wake him up at 4 or 5 in the morning. So um, it's just convenient for me. It's I have zero excuse. Um, I can get it in no matter what, and that's just what works for me. I don't really have the option to leave that early in the morning to get it done because I won't get it done in anytime after work. Won't
Yeah,
happen.
and I'm telling you, you've done it. You've done a great job. You literally, like, I even in the last challenge, you were carrying a little bit of body fat, and at the end of the challenge, I mean, you were shredded, six pack, the whole 9 yards. So it just goes to show people, right? We talk about Emma and I have talked about many times. No excuses. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. All of these different things. There is always a way to get it done. You just have to make the choice to get it done. And you
Absolutely.
are a great example of that. And that's one of the things I love about your posts and the things that you do. I mean, you do everything. You're doing RDLs, you're doing squats, you have and you're not using a lot of equipment. You're using what you have and making it work. And it, it's just important for people to understand because so many times people are looking to make an excuse. I can't get to the gym. I don't have time. I don't have this. I don't have that. No, you can find time and you can get it done. And you're going to feel better overall because of it.
100%. Yeah, and I mean, a lot of people will say, "Well, I don't have money to go buy stuff." Well, for me, it I have a lot more than when I started, but I have gotten a little bit along the way and added to my collection of stuff. Um, like I said, at first I had a couple pairs of light dumbbells and stuff, and I've just worked myself up.
Hmm.
Um, and I have more now. And, I had to go out and I treated myself this past Christmas, got myself a Christmas present of heavier dumbbells. I wish that I had room for a full rack of weights with all the dumbbells, but I don't.
Yeah.
So I do have the Bowflex and I have, the lighter ones and the heavier ones. So, but that was my treat to myself was, for my Christmas present. I needed heavier weights because I've kind of outgrown the ones that I did have, but
Emma and
so
I,
much stuff you can do with all of this.
yeah. Emma and I have talked about it too. Like weight, right, Emma? I mean, you don't have to have super heavy weights.
No, you can absolutely, you can, there are ways to, when you don't have heavier weights, you can slow down your reps and, add pauses, add holds, add amount of reps, for sure. Those things you can absolutely do. There are limitations to working at home, but you can find ways to push through and, new ways to challenge yourself more. Um, you don't have to have 50,000 pieces of equipment that a gym has. So, and like you said, there are pictures. All my workouts are done at home in my basement. I don't have
Yeah.
crazy things. I use dumbbells. I use a pull-up bar, some booty bands. I mean, and a bench, basically. So, I mean, staples, and I get the job done. And when I have my nutrition in check, which is the challenge for me, um, that's when I can make crazy magic happen. So,
It's
Yeah, I think
good.
a lot of people have the misconception like you do have to go balls to the walls and have all this equipment and have, a full rack with the barbell and all these plates and stuff like that. When in reality, like you were saying, you don't have to have all of those things. Shoot, even if you go to a gym, you're not using every single piece of equipment that's in the gym. I mean, legs, you're probably maybe using 3 or 4 different types of equipment. If you're using more, I don't know why. And then back's the same thing. You're not using a whole bunch of different stuff. It's very isolated. If you're using different machines, it might just be because maybe, you didn't get to get as many reps in over there because it was too crowded and you had to go to a different machine to do the same exact workout, but there's no one around there. So I do like that a lot. A lot of people make excuses for, yeah, I don't have any time, like what James is saying, but we all have the exact same amount of time in a day. We all have 12 hours of wake time and then 12 hours of sleep, which most people don't sleep 12 hours, but 24 hours an entire day. And you can make it happen if you want to. And if you don't, it's not going to happen. We always say it's the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Which one would you rather have? So,
Chelsea,
yeah,
we
and
talked about this the other day, right? About planning. If you don't plan your workout time, it ain't gonna happen. If you
yeah,
don't schedule it
absolutely.
in your day, you're gonna miss it.
Yeah, you have to make that time. Like, I would not say I love getting up at 4 or 5 in the morning. I would much rather be sleeping, but I know that I have got to get that workout in because that is what sets my day. That is my morning cup of coffee. Okay. I don't drink coffee, but that is my morning cup of coffee. That is what gets me going in the morning. I don't jump out of bed and you're like, oh, the birds are singing and I'm gonna go work out. No, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, okay, let's get going. Take my pre-workout, let the dog out, get going. I get going on my workout. I am a-okay, I'm good. And I have to make it happen because I know that I don't have enough time after work. When I get home, if it's during school year, I got to pick up my son, you know, make dinner. Throughout the summer, I've got yard work and stuff. I don't have time to do that in the evening. And or else I wouldn't be able to get other things done. I wouldn't be able to spend time with my son or my boyfriend. So for me, first thing in the morning, that's what works for me. And once it's done, nothing else can get in the way. Things pop up later in the day,
Yeah.
and then oh crap. So that's never an issue for me because I dedicate that time. I forcefully make myself get up to do that, and I never regret it, not once, never.
Yeah, Emma's a big Goggins fan. I am too. I love his motivation. And I remember listening to him in an interview once and he was talking about, he's like, dude, if you think it's easy for me too, you're kidding yourself. There are times, I think it was a Joe Rogan podcast because he said,
yeah.
Joe Rogan, sometimes I sit on the side of my bed and I stare at my shoes for 30 minutes, calling myself all kinds of names to get my ass out there and get going. It's not always easy. Sometimes you do have to yell at yourself and call yourself names, whatever it takes. Sometimes you can't even get motivated. You just have to get up, even if your eyes are closed, and put one foot in front of the other and do it. And it may not
Mm-hmm.
even be the best workout of the day. Sometimes it sucks. Sometimes it's just a grind. But that that workout is better than no workout, right?
Absolutely. And you feel better having done it. I mean, I
Yeah.
always feel better after, even if it's not the greatest of a workout. And sometimes I may hit the snooze button once. Sometimes I may lay there for 15 to 20 minutes before getting up, but I do finally get up. And it's also not like, oh, that's how it started. I was, up
Yeah.
every morning, from the day. No, I had to set a routine for myself and I had to get there. It's not like it started right away and it was easy for me. No, I had to put forth that time, and now it is part of my daily routine. It's a habit. It's a must do non-negotiable for me because I kept coming back to it, and I kept putting in the work, and I made it happen. So
Yeah, 100%. The gym is like Prozac for me. I mean, it's what keeps my head straight. I feel better. Uh,
mhm.
it just makes me feel better. So let's transition into how did you start learning to like make these meals that were macro friendly, right? I mean, anybody can look at a recipe book and make these recipes, but I mean, you make some really good stuff that is very macro friendly.
Mhm.
How, where did that desire come from?
Okay, so that is new for me as of the last 2-ish years, year and a half,
Yeah.
2 years. I can't remember exactly. Um, this all started from following a gal on Instagram, and she is a super huge motivator for me. She, she's kind of my lady crush,
Oh, what's her name? Give her a shout out.
Brianne Freeman. Okay,
Okay.
if if you haven't looked up her, and if you want, tips on macro friendly meals and learning all about macros, amazing. She wrote a book explaining everything. And then it's got, the back end of it's got a bunch of awesome high protein macro friendly recipes. And then she went on to write another sweet eats book that has a crap ton of, it's just chock full of like 90 plus sweets recipes that are high protein, macro friendly, and they're phenomenal. So that is what got me started on that. So I learned a bunch of tips from her, and I have gone on then to kind of, one of my favorite things to do is to take food that I love and how can I make this healthier or more macro friendly to fit in my macros?
Yeah.
So I kind of, after, reading her book and practicing, the macro counting for a while and following her recipes, I then was able to kind of like take my own recipes, ones that I've been making for years that aren't the greatest, macro friendly recipes, but I've been able to turn those into more macro friendly by ingredient swaps and things like that. So it's so crazy what you can do, and a lot of people that try it don't even, you would never know, it.
Yeah, I noticed most of the stuff you do with your macros. I mean, they are high protein. Most of them are low in fat. I mean, you have some that the fat gets jacked up a little bit, but not crazy. But, the carbs are where they're supposed to be. It's very high protein, low fat, and they just look delicious.
Mm-hmm,
So, I like I said, I that's one of the things that I love the most. I look at those things and I'm like, man, maybe I could make that, right?
mm-hmm. So I use a lot of non-fat plain Greek yogurt in stuff. Um, that adds a lot of high protein. So that's one of my big things. Low fat ricotta cheese I use in a lot of recipes.
Hmm.
Um, I make my own. Okay, so I have never been a fan of like a lot of, I call it white stuff. I don't like mayonnaise. I don't like sour cream. I don't like ranch dressing. Um, so a lot of that, like those white sauce type things,
Yeah.
not a fan. But I do make my own, like a Southwest Chipotle ranch with Greek yogurt and ranch powder because I love ranch seasoning. I just don't
Yeah.
like ranch dressing.
Yeah.
So I make this, and it is phenomenal. And it has like, ranch dressing is not good for you.
No.
It's fattening, and
And we're eaters, man. I'm telling you right now, I can house some food. I know Emma can house some food. We like to eat, so
yeah. And I put this stuff like on everything, chicken burgers and wraps and sandwiches, and you can put tacos, and it is so good. And I mean, it's like nothing. It has you use a little bit, it's got a little bit of protein in it, but that's about it.
yeah,
Aside from maybe some sodium content, but
yeah.
um
No, they look fantastic. I mean, like I said, your recipes they're phenomenal. I trust me. Every time you post a picture, I get hungry. I'm like, okay, I need to eat something.
yes, food is my I love cooking. I love eating everything from, growing food to putting it in my mouth is like, I love all
Yeah.
of that in between. So, I have a lot of things I do with food, and I just wish that I was as disciplined with my food as my nutrition as my workouts, because that's where I kind of fall off. And yeah, so
We do have those breaks, right?
I
Or
had one today.
sometimes, huh?
I had one today.
I've
Oh,
had
did you?
one today. I've had one for the last couple months here since the last chat.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Yeah, I took a couple days. I've been hitting it pretty hard, but I took the last 2 days. I haven't been in the gym. I'll be back tomorrow, but I do. So I can't really do cardio, right? Because of my foot. I can do the little seated stuff, but it's not the same. So I've been doing, I do 2 workouts a day and I go to the gym. So I will do a big muscle group in the morning and a small muscle group in the evening. So like I might go in and do chest in the morning and hit it really hard for, I'm in there 50, 60 minutes. And then I'll go do shoulders in the evening and hit it for another 50, 60 minutes, right? And it's almost like a cardio set, like adding that cardio. But I do doing those 2 a day, I can do that for about 3 days. And then I'm tapped, right? Because
I bet.
I'm very high volume to begin with. I believe in that Hani Ramba, Jay Cutler, it's you're doing like chest, you're doing anywhere from 5 to 6 exercises, 4 sets an exercise, anywhere from 8 to 15 reps per exercise. So by the time you get done, I mean you are pounding the volume, right? So it's very taxing. And after three,
Oh
four
yeah.
days of that, I need a day or two. I just can't. I can't do it.
Oh yeah.
My body needs to recover. And then once I recover, I'm good to go for another 3, 4 days. So
Yep.
That's
I
not.
do. I do one rest
what'd you
day.
say, Emma?
I
What'd you
said
say?
that's not me.
What's you?
I don't know. I just struggle. Right now, I'm struggling just to get into the gym. This week has been awful because all
Yeah.
the two of the agency directors were out of town. The regional agency director was out of town.
Oh, you guys had convention this week, right?
Yeah, so they were all
Yeah.
left. And then so I had to be up at the office
Oh,
by 8:30, and then I'd got into the field and be out there till 9 or 10.
Yeah. So you're
at night.
sleepy.
I'm very tired, and
You're
I have not gone to
exhausted.
the gym one time this week, so I've literally had no time and no energy. Like I probably could have made time, but I had no energy to make the time. Like I was
Yeah.
12-hour work days.
Yeah, it sounds like a long day.
It's very
Yeah.
exhausting.
That is a long day because Emma's she's a supervisory agent for Globe Life. So and all if all your bosses were gone, then you were kind of running the show, I take it, pretty much.
Yeah,
So
I was
yeah, I'm
having to
sure you
do
were
like,
wiped.
yeah, all the interviews for Austin,
Yeah.
help do everything, and so it's pretty taxing to say the least. So I'm happy that they're back today and I can start back tomorrow.
Yeah, that's good. Emma's good. So Emma's very good at angles and things. And it's funny. I've known Emma for a long time and
Ob-
we've talked about a lot of
Obtuse,
coaching stuff.
acute,
Huh?
obtuse, acute, isosceles. Are we
Oh
talking
no,
triangle?
no,
No,
no, no, no. I'm talking about picture like posing angles, right? So
I'm kidding.
and no, the cool thing was I actually so we were down there training our clients and we were doing a little bit of posing practice and it was amazing how how she was able to tweak their angle, and just looking in the mirror, you could see that like night and day. Just because bodybuilding is it's a show.
Hmm.
It's a disguise, right? When you're on
Hmm.
stage posing, and she's able to get that perfect angle, and I was so impressed because I didn't know that she had this ability. I was like, "Holy shit, girl! This is you." So I was very impressed. I was very happy with that, and I was like, "Okay, good. You go posing practice. I don't have to worry about that no more."
Yeah.
That is not my forte. I'll train you all day long, but when it comes to posing, which brings me to this question: What are you ever thought about doing a show?
No, I haven't. I feel like that takes extra in the nutrition department, and that's not where I'm strong at.
Does, but you were close. That last transformation you did, you were very, very close to show ready.
And see, I also know absolutely nothing about like posing, and any of that stuff.
Hey,
And
I have a posing coach right here that'd be happy to help you.
and like, I guess, I don't know. I feel like everybody, yeah, it's a lot.
It is, but I think you could do very well on stage. I think you could. If you put your mindset to it, you tweak that nutrition just a little at the end, you could 100% you could 100% do great on stage. So if not on the stage, what's in the future for Chelsea? What do you got going on?
Um,
You
I'm
plugging
living
anything
life,
other than old school labs?
huh?
Are you plugging anything other than old school labs?
I know I
Are
am
you an
just a,
ambassador?
no, I am not.
You're not?
Mm-mm.
You just
Nope.
stack your protein to the ceiling, but
I do. Yeah,
you should be good. You should.
I have a protein addiction, so
Yeah,
my low cell
I have to
protein
say, I first met Emma through Access Sledge, right? We were
and
both on the demo crew at Access Sledge, and that's where we first met. But dude, I love old school labs protein. I love it. It's very good. That I'm telling you right now, you take that banana milkshake.
oh, you can have
You
that one.
I take that banana milkshake. I put a scoop of that, and I put a scoop of the chocolate with some bananas and strawberries, and make a shake out of it.
There you go. I like
Good
the
times.
chocolate. That
Yeah, that's
chocolate
very
is
good.
like drinking chocolate pudding for me. I mean,
Yeah, that's very good.
so good.
Very good. So anything big going on
Um,
for you?
Really, no. I'm coming into the summer now here, and so now it's full steam. Keep rabbits out of my garden and try to grow food.
Are you gonna do the challenge that's coming up?
Okay, so here's the thing. Um, I'm definitely going to be following along. I don't know how much I'm going to participate. I'm actually having a hernia repair next week.
Ooh, what
So,
kind?
the umbilical, I had it
I did
repaired
that.
in 2018, but it's slowly been kind of, I think, poking its way back out, and it's kind of
Yeah.
bothered me a little bit. So I'm like, oh, I've been saying for the past couple of years, I need to get in, I need to get in. So I'm like, okay, this is the year. I want it done and want it fixed. And I guess I had an idea. I kind of wondered about it. I have a little bit of diastasis recti going on too. So they're going to fix that while they're in there.
Okay.
Pull my abs back in because there's a
Yeah.
little section that they're
This
separated, which I
separated.
have
Yeah.
noticed when I do certain moves, it kind of
Yeah.
balloons out there and
Hmm.
it feels weird. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, thank you, child. That was all from pregnancy.
Yeah. I actually had that. They probably what was it, 2017 or 2016. I had a huge umbilical hernia that was just popping out, mainly from deadlifting and heavy leg
Okay.
press is what ended up creating it. But
I was gonna say I'd be
um,
concerned if you said it was from pregnancy.
no, no, no. Well, I kind of looked pregnant, but no. And they used this thing. It was called the Da Vinci device, and
Okay, that sounds like a torture device.
he showed me a picture. It looks like a spider, man. Like when they first wheeled me in there before I was out, and you look up, it looks like a big spider with these metal arms that hang down. But what it does, it is so um uh evasive, I guess. Or I don't know the right word, but it creates a situation where you can heal a lot quicker. It's doesn't create as much trauma in the abdomen. He was able to put just because talking with my surgeon, I told him, hey, I'm very active. I lift heavy. I, this, that, and other. And so he put a bigger piece of mesh in there, and I've had zero issues since then.
Oh, good.
He's Loctite. He did tell me anytime I'm doing anything like when I train back, anything where I'm really having to brace hard, to make sure and wear a belt just to kind of, add a little bit of extra security there when I'm bracing. But for the most part, I haven't had any issues at all. So
That's good. Yeah, because the last time they did, it was just sutures, so they're going to put a piece of mesh
yeah.
in this time and bring in my muscles back in, and so that should all help kind of keep things in place
Yeah.
there, and so yeah.
Well,
But
that
anyway,
is
so
awesome.
yeah, I'm excited. So I don't know how much participation depends on when the challenge is announced, and I'll be obviously recovering for a while, so
Yeah.
maybe I'll be able to step up the nutrition game a little bit and just follow along in that way. So until
Yeah,
I can.
I'm waiting for Marcus to announce it because I'm cutting right now anyway. The two guys that we're training for this show, I'm cutting with them. I'm gonna try and get as close to stage ready as this old cripple man can get. But we're gonna see what'll happen. So that'd be perfect. If I can do that and go back into the challenge and win some money, hey,
Hey, yeah,
why not? Why
yeah.
not? So, well, hey, Chelsea, I appreciate you coming on. I want to encourage everybody, follow her on social media. If you want to see some great food, see some great workouts that you can do from the house. I love that more than anything, that you're very good about making sure and posting different things. Because some people, they're a little bit maybe shy or insecure to ask questions, and to just be able to see that, hey, you know what? I can get a lot done in my house. I have a
Oh,
client
yeah.
that is in Denver. She's like that. She's afraid of the gym. She's not comfortable where she's at physically. She doesn't like to go to the gym because she feels like she's being stared at. So we have developed her entire program that she does is in her home with bands, dumbbells, and different things. Um, and it's all just designed to get her to a point where she can be confident to go do
Mhm,
whatever she wants to do, right? Because
mhm,
nobody wants to feel insecure when you're out in public and
mhm.
things like that. And I love that you post that and you just are like, hey, here I am, here's what I'm doing. Uh I invite you to join me.
Oh
So
yeah, because you can still get it done. So
yeah, it's awesome. Emma, what do you got going on?
Not much. I'm just trying to survive right now.
Just
Go to
trying
the
to get through
store
the
and
day.
yeah, go
I
to the
hear
store
you.
and try to write one more policy before the end of the week.
oh,
There
that
you
sounds
go.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it can be interesting. I got like my day, hey, my day tomorrow's jammed. I got a busy one. So the next 2 days are pretty busy. So
I feel
but
that.
I spent all day Saturday teaching Chris how to cold call. It's funny too because I don't know about you, but I sometimes, how when you're on the phone with somebody and they're lying, right? Like you'll
Mhm.
be talking to them about it and you'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's great. You were able to get something. What product did you get?" And they're like, So
Mhm.
when that happens to me, because I really don't care, it's not a big deal. I don't get nervous calling people or anything. So I like to see, like, I play a game with myself to see how long I can keep them on the phone because it's like I'm bored, right? So I'm like, so I'm looking at Chris, I'm smiling, I'm like, watch this, and I'm dragging it out, and then finally click, and I'm like, oh, he hung up. Hey, I had him for 45 seconds.
I call him back and I'm like, "Hey, sorry, I think the call dropped." And I re-explain what I'm doing.
It's great. Hey, it's a fun business. It can be fun. It can be a good time. So it just depends on your personality, right? Emma's
Yeah.
stone cold, man. Emma, I'm telling you right now, girl's stone cold.
I'm not stone cold. I'm
Oh,
nice.
yeah, you are. Hey, I love you to death. I think you're a great friend, but at the same time, you can rip someone to shreds in a heartbeat, girl.
When no one in the office likes me.
Yeah, that's why.
Only the higher ups.
Emma's like, got you. She's like, yeah, I got your back of your head.
They're
No,
just mad because I write more business than them.
that's right. That's right. No, but hey, I'm telling you, I'm glad we got to laugh a little bit. Chelsea, thank you so much. I got those. I'm gonna post that stuff. I'm gonna post her social media links in the description. I'm gonna post pictures of some of her recipes as well as her recent transformation. I beg you guys to follow her because she's a good follow. It's a good time. She'll make you smile, and just get out there and yeah, that's right. Get out there and do it. And hey, keep liking and subscribing. We love what you guys are doing. Remember to get out there and work hard, peoples. And most importantly, Chelsea, you know this. Remember,
Don't
don't
forget to
forget to
smile.
smile. Thanks so much for watching or listening. Remember, don't forget to like and subscribe. You can find us on Facebook at Work Hard Peoples LLC or Instagram at Work Hard Peoples LLC. You can also find us on our website at workhardpeoples.com. Have a great day or night. Don't forget to smile.